Plaintiff Brandon Fiorucci says the defendant is his father, and Brandon claims his father has physically abused him for years. Brandon says as recently as a month and a half ago, the defendant attacked him, and he had to get 8 stitches in his head. Brandon's suing for stolen property. Defendant Anthony Fiorucci insists he has never laid a finger on Brandon. Anthony claims Brandon has changed recently, and he's now selling pills and marijuana. Anthony's countersuing for car damages and emotional distress.
Start with you.
All right, Your Honor. My entire life, my father has abused me physically and mentally. My mom, she left me in custody of my grandparents, where when I was 8 years old, my father got full custody of me from my grandparents, and I lived with him, where he abused me on and off for 16 years of my life.
Give me some examples.
Some days he'd be fine, the best dad in the world, you know, loved him to death. It's just some days he'll come home angry at the world and take it out all on me.
How so?
Such as choking me to the ground, slamming my head up against things, as recently as getting 8 stitches in my eye.
When was that?
About a month and a half ago. I have a DVO on him, domestic violence order on him until 2014.
You have that?
Yeah, I do.
Sir, what do you want to say about this?
The abuse is all a lie. I don't know my son anymore. I would tell everybody that I was a very lucky father. I was proud of him. Until about 2 weeks before he was 18, where he stole $3,000 out of my bank account. He online transferred it. I've got it here.
Let's do that.
He had no remorse for it, so I pressed juvenile charges against him because he was under 18 when this happened.
The charges were dropped, sir.
They weren't dropped. They're still going on through court. They were. He was
under 18. You say when it happened?
He has to pay restitution, $20 a month until.
Sir, and you say the whole case was dropped?
Yes, sir.
That's a lie.
It was dismissed.
I've gone to court.
It was dismissed?
It's still undergoing, but
why do you say it was dropped?
Because I no longer have to pay.
That doesn't mean the case was dropped.
I wasn't found guilty.
Were you told to pay?
It's still going on.
Quiet. Were you told to pay?
At the beginning, but.
Pay for what?
Restitution. I was at the beginning.
How was it determined that you owed restitution?
I pled guilty.
Thank you. All right.
Your Honor, whenever I went to the last court case about this, they said that they gave him, because he has no prior record, they gave him an extension because he doesn't want to get a job. I got him into a really good high school. He's since then dropped out. He's going to Jefferson County, where he just goes at his own pace and does
Your Honor,
correspondence.
That's not true.
Hold on, sir.
I'm in college now.
Okay.
And by the way, sir, I'm waiting on you to get back to this abuse, because if these stories about abuse are true, I'm not surprised that he would flunk out, become troubled youth. All type of things would happen to a child who has suffered physical abuse from a parent all of their lives. So I would believe everything in the world. I would believe he robbed you, would rob everybody else on the street, would drop out of school. I would believe all that. So let's talk about that.
Your Honor, he has never been abused, ever.
Tell me about the stitches.
What happened there was, after all this happened with the money, I told him he needed to move out of my house because I couldn't trust him. We had talked since then. I went to work. My sister called me, said, "Tony, will you please come home? Brandon's talking about how he's ruined. You're in his relationship, and him and his girlfriend have broken up. I took him to the hospital." I said, "Yeah, I'll come over." So I went over there. As soon as I go over there, he goes into a rage. He throws something at her, and he just goes crazy. I grab him. I grabbed him because I didn't want him leaving. I want him to talk this out. He ended up hitting his head on the corner of a drywall, which I or my sister didn't see. Ma'am, let me hear from you.
Yes, sir.
You are very much a part of this incident. You can back up just a little. It's all right. It's good to know you haven't been in court. Yeah. Because you don't know what to do. You're good.
Sorry.
State your name.
Conchetta Anita
All right.
Fiorucci Carter.
Now, tell me if any of what he said was true.
Parts of it are true.
I called him.
Yes, I did.
About what?
About my nephew and
Why?
his state of mind, because he was so depressed
Okay.
over everything that happened.
Okay.
So I called and told him that I was thinking of taking him to the Brook or the hospital because he was not eating and he was so depressed.
Okay.
I was worried about him. When my brother came in, of course, I'm a dreamer. It didn't happen like I expected it to happen, that they would hug and make up and the world would be fine. Yeah, right. He told him to get up, that he needed to talk to him.
What was his demeanor?
Stern.
Okay. Go ahead. He said, come on, get up. You need to talk to me.
Yes.
Go ahead.
So then Brandon got very upset that I called his brother, my brother.
His father.
Why would you call somebody that abused me all my life? Why did you do this? I can't believe you did this.
He said that to you?
Yes.
Go ahead.
He was trying to talk to him. Then Brandon he didn't actually throw anything at me. He knocked everything off the counter and kept asking to leave. And I kept begging him to talk to my brother because
He wanted to get away?
Yes.
Then what happens?
Yes, sir. Well, my brother was trying to get him to stay, so he was holding on to him.
He grabbed him?
He was holding on to him from behind, and they were struggling. So I didn't know that he hit his head against the wall
I didn't
until
either,
he
Your
ran
Honor.
out and there was blood all over the place.
Okay.
He slammed me up against the corner of the
Okay.
wall. Like he grabbed me
All
and he
right.
slammed me
Like
in
she
my
said,
head.
grabbed
Yeah.
you. Now, ma'am, has he complained to you? And do you know that was the case through much of his life, that your brother abused him? Or would you like to just say no comment?
I know that my nephew complained of abuse all of his life.
All right. Good enough. Tell me about the stolen property.
After I left the home, as soon as I was 18, it's not the way it happened. I left. He begged me to stay. I went back to go get my property, which he took and hid and sold all of my valuables. Anything valuable, iPhone, iPod.
Do you have a list?
Yes,
All
I
right,
do.
let me see them. Sir, what do you want to tell me about him getting his property?
Your Honor, all this stuff about abuse is bull.
All right.
I've always had a great relationship with him, and this is my witness to attest to that. She would be the
Your Honor,
first one on my
he's been
back.
a girlfriend for 2 years. I barely.
The reason he's got money now is because he's selling pills and pot. And I found the pot. I found the pot in his car, and she talked me into not believing that it was his. She was his biggest fan.
Once again,
I'm sorry.
if you were abusing this young man as he claims all of his
wasn't.
life,
I wasn't.
that is lightweight, selling pills and selling weed. Most young people,
Your
they
Honor.
carjack,
Your Honor.
they murder, they do all sorts of crimes because they feel that society abandoned them.
I have never abused him,
I
Your
know,
Honor.
he just lied to your sister for years and years and years.
My
and he's
sister
just
be the
lying
first
to
one
me.
to take him away
She
from
just
me.
said that he told her regularly all of his life
If
that you were abusing.
if
Now
that-
let's get to the property. I believe him. I believe you abused him. Now can we get to the property?
Yes.
What do you want to tell me about him getting his things?
He came over and got his things with my sister. And then he left a couple things, and he said that he would be back to get them. He didn't. It's been 6 months. It's gone.
And he never came back.
No, he never came back.
All right, and
I had no problem with it coming
Ma'am,
back.
you want to stand again?
Yes, sir.
Did you go over to collect the property with him?
Yes, sir. He put all of his clothes in a suitcase, but
Did he say anything to you about something missing?
yes, he was looking for his iPhone and the weed that I had purchased.
The weed?
Weed.
Oh, weed. All right. Okay. I'm about to say, you're about to go to jail. I mean, he's looking for the weed that you purchased. All right.
And
So
my
he said he
brother
was
then-
looking for those things.
Yes, my brother then told me that he believed Brandon sold them.
Let's get to your counterclaim. Car damages and emotional distress for $2,000. How does he owe you?
I bought a car for $2,500, a Toyota 4Runner. He told me that he was going to a friend's house, and the friend was going to drive to Indianapolis, Indiana to go to an outlet store. I believed him. He calls me that day and says that he had a wreck. I said, "Are you okay?" "Yes." "Where you at? I'll come get you." "Indianapolis." So I said, "Well, you lied to me. You need to find your own way home." Well, the truck comes back. I've got the damages right here. It's like $1,399 to get it fixed.
Okay. You have that?
Yes, I do.
Well, he's really paying you back. First he steal your money, now he tearing up your car. Bet you want to abuse any of your other kids.
Your Honor, Your Honor, Your
Come
Honor,
on.
Your Honor, Your Honor.
Yeah, what do you want to tell me about this, sir?
First off, I did pay to fix the brakes myself because I drove the car.
Did you
afterward.
damage it?
Yes, sir.
All
I
right.
was
Why don't
16
you
at the
think you
time.
should be responsible?
I was sick. This is 2 years ago. This is 2 years ago, and I paid to get the car fixed. I drove the car afterwards. Now, after I leave,
How much did you pay?
I don't know. He took $500. It was not a $1,300. The car was not worth how much he's suing.
What year was it?
92.
It's not worth $1,300. I'm with you. How does he owe you for emotional distress, sir?
Just all the stuff that's going through. I mean, I'm going to court every other day with this stuff, making sure that he pays me back my money. Saying that I've abused him when it's not true, Your Honor. I know you believe him, but it's not true.
Well, he's been lying to your sister as well all of his life.
Well, why? I know my sister, for one,
Your Honor,
would be
I've
the
called
first one to take
CPS.
him
He's
away
Well,
from
ask
me.
her why didn't she when he kept telling her that?
Why didn't you, Connie? If you think I abused him, why didn't you take him away?
Did I not contact CPS?
Did we go to court for CPS?
No, because they went to the home and they wouldn't do anything about it because
Okay,
you
there
denied
you
Sir,
it.
did CPS look into it?
Yes, they did.
Well, you
Multiple
just
times.
said she would have called.
No,
and indeed she did.
That was my
Your
mother.
counterclaim is dismissed. Judgment for the plaintiff. Have a good day.
Well, eventually I would like things to be worked out to where he could be father and son again. But right now, I mean, he's so full of lies, I don't want to have anything to do with him. I just don't. He lied in the courtroom, point blank. He stole from me. He's nothing but a liar and a thief to me right now.
If I could see that he truly has changed, not going to be abusive, I'd eventually like to have a relationship back with him, but not anytime in near future.
I just hate that all this happened because I love my family, but I want what's best for him.